think we're live now. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan. Bringing a live update video to the masses because there's some shit that I need to talk about in regards to this channel. Because over the past week or two, I've been doing some evaluating of this channel, and quite frankly, I'm not happy with where it's at right now. So I've been kind of looking back on things, and I've kind of realized that a lot of the content that I've put on my channel over the past couple years has mainly been live streams. Now, don't get me wrong, I love to live stream. And it's an easy way to get content on my channel. You know, get live viewers going and shit. And, you know, people can watch it after the fact because it gets archived on the channel and people can watch it after the fact. But it's honestly gotten to the point where I've relied a little bit too much on it. And now it just basically makes up the bulk of my content. And the fact of the matter is, it just hasn't been beneficial for my channel. You know, because usually, I mean, my viewer count is usually in the single digits. And, you know, I stream for hours upon hours upon hours, and nothing ever comes of it. I mean, I might get some people to watch during spare parts every now and again, but when it comes to my fuel reviews, my NASCAR reviews, and Green and Gold Games Live, it's just very negligible. And so because of that, I'm going to be cutting back on live streaming quite a bit, because I feel like I need to take this channel in a different direction in a couple of different ways. I'm going to get into all that because there's a lot to talk about. But first, you'll notice that it says spare parts discussion. One of the things that I was actually going to talk about was the impromptu public lobby takeover, which was not the planned event for that night. It was actually supposed to be the 2.4 hours of Fire Rock. And I wanted so desperately, I mean, I was looking forward to that event for weeks, because Kyle let it be known that it was going to happen, which is an idea I came up with, because, you know, he's always taking ideas for one-off events and series ideas and all that stuff. So that was something that I kind of threw out there, and he liked the idea. So we were going to have two classes of racing, much like IMSA. And I was looking forward to it. And only like 9 people showed up. And there's no way that you can have a long ass race like that with just 9 people. It's just not feasible. Which was depressing, to say the least. So we decided to pivot and go to a public lobby takeover, which, you know, is, you know, I mean, it's the beauty of the pub lobby takeovers is in its simplicity. You know, set a number of rounds, go into a public lobby and choose your car choice, your weapon of choice, basically, and just go hog wild. And that was the beauty in its simplicity. And then, for some reason, after that first round, someone came up with the suggestion, well, how about we have the last place driver, choose the car that, choose a car, and all of us have to get into that car and race it. I mean, that just completely took me out of it, because it's like, why are we doing something that's from Night of Destruction? I mean, the beauty of Pub Lobby Takeover is your choice. You have free choice over the cars, other than the cheater cars, which is understandable. So get in your best piece of the old guard car set and see what you can do. And honestly, taking that choice away made it feel like Night of Destruction light. And I was going to go into a whole spiel about that, but before the Adjustment Series finale, Kyle basically echoed the same sentiment. So, because my fear was that whole, having the last place driver among us choose the car, and we all have to get in the same car. I was afraid that was going to become a rule going forward, and I didn't want that, because we're already doing that shit for Adjustment Series and Night of Destruction, and it's like it just completely. I mean, at that point, what's the point of even holding a Pub Lobby Takeover? So I'm glad Kyle was on that same page right there. So we don't have to talk anymore about that. But the big discussion when it comes to spare parts that I want to discuss is World of Outlaws. This game. You notice I have the disc in the case and not in the Xbox. I am officially done playing this game. I am done. I gave it a shot. I decided I was going to give it a second chance to see if, maybe shit has changed. Shit hasn't changed. It's honestly never felt more the same than when I've come back. It's the same 2 or 3 guys winning all the fucking races. It's me being stuck in the back, counting laps, nobody around me, just, and fast forwarding through the footage, basically putting it on ×4 and just going from there, because nothing ever fucking happens. And I'm just not going to go through that again. I'm not doing it. I gave it a second chance, and I'm honestly regretting it. This game fucking sucks. Okay? The graphics and stuff are fine, but the painting tool is garbage. Especially when you compare it to Forza. Forza has its problems too, but Jesus Christ, their painting tool is among the best of all the racing games. The painting tool in this is fucking garbo. Okay? It is just so unbelievably limiting. It's not even funny. Not to mention that the physics don't make any goddamn sense whatsoever. Of course, this is from Monster Games, who I think worked on the NASCAR Heat series. And they had, I think Heat 4 had like the Dirt series, which had similar fucking physics in it. And they basically copied it from that. And I know this because one of the options was for setting up for, it was a road course option, and this game doesn't have road courses. So they basically just copy pasted from another game that they worked on into this. And this is just all dirt ovals. It's all the same shit. And it doesn't matter what car it is. The same 2 or 3 guys are winning all the races and dominating. And that's honestly no fucking fun. It isn't. That gets stale after a while. Not to mention the fact that it's incredibly boring. And even when, you're able to pull up a lap comparable to them, the problem is they're already 4 fucking seconds ahead of you. So what's the point? I have not enjoyed this game whatsoever. So I'm done with it. I'm done. I know that might disappoint Kyle, but I don't care. Why would I continue to play a game that I'm not enjoying? I'm clearly not enjoying this fucking game. It's more of a chore at this point to play it than anything else. I'm over it. I'm done with it. And that's just the bottom line. So this past Tuesday, That was the absolute last time I will play this game, and I mean that. I decided to give it a second chance, and I've regretted it. No more. So that's it as far as that's concerned. Now, as far as the future of the channel is concerned, I've already talked about the fact that, I want to cut back on live streaming. And the reason for that is there's a couple of shows that's obviously going to affect, and that's The Fuel and Green and Gold Games Live. I'm not going to do any more long videos for The Fuel. They're just going to be short, right around between 5 and 10 minute videos, 5 and 10 minute reviews. Because quite frankly, it's just not worth the goddamn headache from the NASCAR Cup Series. I mean, the race today was fucking garbage. Of course, there's some people that follow me that might say, oh, well, the racing in the back was good. I don't give a fuck about the racing in the back. The positions at the back of the field do not mean jack fucking nothing. Because this championship system is dog shit. And honestly, the only thing that matters is wins. That's literally the only thing that'll propel you forward. The battles at the back of the field are meaningless. I do not give a fuck about them. So don't try to come at me with that shit. So it is not worth the fucking headache to constantly blow out my voice every single week when there's dumb shit and boring ass racing. It's just not worth it. I mean, I know the most recent review I did has gotten over 600 views, but that's just because, it was Texas. Everybody was praising it, and all this other shit for whatever reason. That race is honestly going to go down as probably one of the most overrated races of all time. Because people were saying that race was better than Talladega. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I honestly wonder if you're fucking retarded if you honestly think that. But, you know what, it's whatever at this point, because I'm over it. I'm done trying to argue with other people about this shit. I'm just going to post how I feel, and that's the end of it. If you agree with me, fine. If you don't like it, oh well, tough shit. So that's how that's going to go. And then there's Green Gold Games Live. I'm going to finish the Let's Plays for Dead Space and Starfield. Now, as far as Starfield is concerned, the original plan was to try to survey all of the systems. I'm not going to do that. It's too much. And I've even recognized that it's too much. This Let's Play is getting too long in the tooth. It's time to put it to rest. So I am going to just start focusing on the main story missions and get it done and over with. Because I'm ready for it to be done. And I'm also going to complete Dead Space. I have not forgotten about that. Absolutely, I have not forgotten about that. I just haven't felt up to streaming as of the last month or two. I just really haven't felt up to it because, I mean, it has done my channel hardly any good. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of live streams, and what good has it really done my channel? Like, literally, the most viewed videos on my channel have been basically edited videos. I have one live stream out of the hundreds of live streams that I have had. Only one has over 1,000 views. Alright, I go to my videos, live streams, popular. The most popular live stream that I've had was not even one that was one of my shows, my regular shows. It was just me testing my Thrustmaster T28 racing wheel. And then the next highest one after that is, like I said, the fuel review of Texas, which has gotten over 600 views at this point. And then the next one was my Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke from almost 2 years ago at this point. My live streams do not get very good viewage. And, you know, it's taken me a while to recognize that. But I've basically come to the realization that live streaming, especially with the size of my channel, it's just not viable. At least not right now. So, there's that. And then when you look at my uploaded videos, basically my edited videos, five of my top 6 most popular videos have been tornado tales. Basically, videos that have taken a shit ton of effort, usually takes several hours to put together, record the footage, get everything I need, do the research, and, you know, all that shit. And those are basically the most viewed videos on my channel. In fact, the Dead Man Walking episode about the Gero F5, that came out 9 months ago, and it's starting to blow up again. And it has far and away become the most viewed video on my channel. And the views over the last month, I mean, it's basically been viewed 1,000 times over the last month. And this video came out 9 months ago. And I know it's tornado season, and the Midwest, basically, Tornado Alley recently just went through one hellacious tornado outbreak this weekend. Of course, on the anniversary of the 2011 super outbreak. So that basically says to me that, and this is something that I've been thinking about as well, I really want to start getting back into edited content. Like, make that more of a focus, because basically a lot of the edited videos that I've had over the last year or so have just been spare parts high gear. And those are just edited live streams. I mean, the last Flea Market Hunter episode was 6 months ago. Now I have 2 episodes in the can, but I still have to get the new intro made as well. So I gotta get that done before I can start editing the episodes I do have. But yeah, most of my edited videos have been spare parts over the last year. And I want to change that, because that's basically been the only damn thing as far as my edited videos have been. The rest of my shows are basically live streamed shows, and live streaming just isn't viable for a channel my size. I've done it because, you know, it's an easy way to make content, and I've also enjoyed it, because when people do come to my live streams and want to converse and talk to me in the chat, you know, like a couple people have, and they've basically stayed on, you know, I enjoyed that. And really the most enjoyable thing that I've done was probably, as far as Green Gold Games Live is concerned, was the Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke, because I remember one live stream where there was actually a couple of people that were in my chat that were actually playing the game as well, and were actively trading with each other while the stream was going on. Like, that was fucking cool. Like, that was cool shit. And I thought that was the fucking coolest thing ever, to see 2 guys watching my live stream converse in the live stream, in the chat, and actively like trading Pokemon with each other and all this other shit while watching me do a Nuzlocke. Like, to me, that's cool. That people were watching my live stream and basically conversing with each other because of that. But other than that, though, I mean, I've come to the realization that live streaming just isn't viable for my channel. So what does that mean for Green and Gold Games? Well, basically the format is going to go through another change, because I've had the original Green and Gold Games, which was Let's Play, except it was edited shit. But then I switched it, and I took a year off from it, and then switched it to Green and Gold Games Live, which is basically the same thing, except it was live streamed. But, I've come to the realization that it's not, like I said, live streaming is not viable, so what can I do with Green and Gold Games? Well, I can turn it into a review show, only about video games. So that's basically what's going to happen. It's going to go back to being an edited show. Only this time it's going to be like a lot of the review shows that you typically see on YouTube. Except it'll be in my style. How I want it to be. And I'm already getting footage for a current game that I actually started playing again last night, Sunset Overdrive, because I think that game is actually pretty fun. I'm honestly shocked that game never got a sequel, truth be told. But so what does that mean for the rest of my shows? Well, we got Flea Market Hunter, which I'm obviously going to continue to do. Like I said, I got 2 episodes in the can. And those 2 episodes, I've actually found some pretty cool shit. Especially the second episode, which will be episode 72. Of course, Green Gold Games Live is going to be converted to Green Gold Games Reviews. So there's basically been there's going to be 3 different types of Green Gold Games on my channel. There's Green Gold Games Classic, Green Gold Games Live, and now Green Gold Games Reviews. The feel will obviously still remain, but it's just going to be 5 to 10 minute reviews, because I'm done with the long-winded reviews. I'm tired of. I'm quite frankly sick of blowing my voice out every week when the series sucks. So I'm just done with that. So that's going to go to short form review show, which I'm probably going to start releasing every Monday. So yes, I know I haven't done the Talladega review yet, but that'll come. Trust me. Tornado Tales obviously will still be continuing, because that's an edited show. I just haven't really had time to do the next episode, even though I want to, because it's on this movie, Twister. And I want to do that because the sequel to this is coming out in July. So I want to get that done. And then there's a couple of tornadoes that I want to cover on the channel, because the next one after that is the Super Twister, which is the Bridge Creek Moor tornado, and then the Xenia tornado, and then the Candlestick Park tornado. After that, I'm not really sure, although I do have some ideas. We'll have to wait and see on that. And obviously, Spare Parts will continue, because fucking obviously. And at this point, that will probably be the only show that will actually be live streamed at this point. Beyond 2024, because I am going to finish up Starfield and Dead Space, but as far as that's concerned, that's it for Green and Gold Games Live, and then I'm going to transition it to Green and Gold Games Reviews, and there's going to be no more live streams of the Fuel unless something crazy good or something incredibly fucking stupid happens in one of these races. That would be the only exception going forward. So there's that. And then we come to the final point, which is life in general. And it's also another reason why I haven't really been live streaming as much. Last month or two has been kind of difficult, to say the least, because work has been a pain in the ass. You know, I've just been feeling just kind of out of it, really. And I honestly haven't really been thriving all that much. I've just really been surviving. Like, it's been a bit of a struggle, you know, going week to week, trying to pay bills and all that shit. Which is honestly why I wish that my YouTube channel could become financially viable. So that way I could lessen the burden a little bit, I guess you could say. I know the question would be, well, you know, what kind of money would you need to earn from your channel to make it viable? What would satisfy you, basically? Honestly, I'm not one of these people that wants to have my channel become like something that, you know, where you make, you know, tens of thousands of dollars per month. I mean, would that be nice? Yeah, absolutely. Because then I could quit my fucking job and do this full time, which this would be the dream job for me, to do this full time too, because I've always loved, you know, creating videos and all that shit, all the way back to being a kid with a camcorder. You know, it's always been my thing. But how do I want to put this? But I'm not one of those people that's going to ask for that crazy amount of money, or want that kind of crazy amount of money, because, you know, not very many people are blessed to be in that position. So what number would I be satisfied with? Honestly, I'd honestly be satisfied with $500 a month. Because, and the reason why I say that is because that would cover my rent, my lot rent. And if my channel was able to cover my lot rent, that would basically free up a second paycheck for me to, like, buy groceries and basically have some extra money on hand, instead of having to focus it all on rent for that particular week, because it basically wipes out my entire check. I mean, in fact, right now, a 40-hour week is not enough to cover the entire month's rent, because they raised the rent here in the park that I live in up to like a little over $500 a month now. Of course, I've been trying to find better paying jobs that would help out, give me a little more peace of mind, I guess you could say. So far, no luck on that front, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been a little rough, to say the least, because I've just been doing a lot of surviving and not a whole lot of thriving, because I haven't been able to save up any money this year, and that was one thing I wanted to start doing, but it's just been rough. But you know, it is what it is. But it's also one of the main reasons why I haven't really been live streaming a lot, other than spare parts. Because in that case, it's not really just me. It's actually, you know, the spare parts guys that show up. Some of which show up every week. You know, they're just as much a part of the channel now as I am, truth be told, because spare parts has been a part of this channel since 2021. I actually joined spare parts in 2020, in September of 2020, but it wasn't until 2021 when I started actually live streaming on this channel is when I included spare parts in that deal. And I've basically been live streaming for them ever since. I'm not the only one that live streams for them from time to time, but I mean, basically, I am their most prominent live streamer. So, there's that. And, you know, while I might not be playing this piece of shit game anymore, and that means not participating in, you know, their World of Outlaws events anymore, Wreckfest is still very enjoyable for me. I still enjoy playing it, especially with the spare parts guys. And there's a lot of different. I mean, there's a lot more creativity and a lot of more creative events that you can make with Wreckfest as opposed to World of Outlaws. So that's why I enjoy doing the Wreckfest events a hell of a lot more than the World of Outlaws events. But one thing I will say though is if Kyle ever stops doing the Wreckfest events, or if, you know, Bugbear finally decides to shut it down for good, I mean, that'll probably be the end. That's at that point I'll probably just retire from online competitive racing. Which, I mean, if I do at that point, I mean, it's been a pretty solid career, you know, to say the least. Made it into the 20 win club this past Thursday, so there's that. I don't know if I can eke out that third championship. I don't know where it would come, honestly, because it's hard to win races in spare parts. It's even harder to win championships with how sweaty them guys are. So, but I still enjoy it. I still love showing up every single week in racing. And that's not going to change for the foreseeable future. So, that's all I wanted to talk about. I know it's a lot to unpack. You know, sitting there just spieling for over a half hour at this point, when I know I've got 2 race reviews that I gotta do. But that'll come, you know. Shit's been kind of difficult lately. You know, there's some shit around my house that needs fixed, that needs cleaned up. You know, one of my front steps actually broke on me, so I gotta get a replacement for that. Yeah, it's been kind of rough, but you know, it is what it is. But things will get better. That's how I look at it. But thank you very much for watching this channel update video, and hopefully I'll see you next time whenever I decide to live stream or put up a new video.